Okay, so today we're going to talk about the building blocks of writing an email, the differences between features versus benefits, storytelling, and techniques to write sales pressure. So first up is who are you selling to? Who's the perfect customer? I know a lot of times in e-commerce, we're not always given a lot of information about our customers, but some places we can look when we're thinking about writing an email is their website, their social, look at reviews, positive and negative, to see what people are thinking, customer surveys, the brand 360, and also look at competitors. Basically, the goal is understanding. To persuade someone to do something, you need to understand them and what their problems are and how your product solves them. So now we're going to get into the what of the email, like the thing that makes that product better than the others. Think about the negative opposite. So instead of what will happen when you buy this product, what will happen if you don't buy this product? Then you could kind of go the other way and say, like, why shouldn't someone buy this product? Like, if you don't need clear skin or don't want clear skin, don't buy this. What's the number one benefit of the product? Who is it perfect for? Paint the picture of heaven and hell. So heaven is the absolute best scenario that you would get when you get this product, and hell would be the absolute worst case if you don't use this product. So you want to paint a really vivid picture. You can also talk about results, which we do a lot, like testimonials, case studies, things like that. Talk about how the product goes against the status quo. So if it's different than another product that's similar, tell us about it. Talk about the mission of the product or creator. A lot of times that can be a selling point, right? What is the biggest problem or shortcoming that your product is going to solve? What is there data to support it? And is there a special reason to buy today? Are you getting a discount? Is it going to be sold out? There's a limited supply, whatever. Those are just a few. And then the how is tell a story. Even in really short e-commerce emails, all of the elements of the email, from the subject line to the call to action and everything in between, should all be basically tell a story. You can also use real life examples, testimonial, social proof, get things from spokespeople. You want to paint the picture with lots of words and descriptions of things and scare them into action, basically, what will happen if they don't get this product. And to see how that all comes together, so here, when I was building out an email for Hit Run Steal, one of our clients, who are we targeting? It's parents of kids who play serious baseball or softball. What are we telling them? We're saying that the right training aid will help make your kid a pro, and you get a free hitting tee if you act now. And how are we doing that? We're scaring them into action by saying that these tees might not be available, we sold out last year. So wanted to talk about features versus benefits, because this seems to be something that everyone always has trouble with. So the feature is what the product has, and the benefit is what the product does or how it makes you feel. So it's a 60-inch TV. It's 60 inches. That's the feature. But what are the benefits of that? You don't have to sit so close to the TV. You can sit further back. Your eyes won't hurt. You'll see every detail, or your friends will be jealous because you have a big TV. And then the last one I had, because I have a couple clients with things that they don't store them, but they print on demand. So you can actually say, we don't store the items, so the cost is lower for you because we're not paying to keep them sitting in a warehouse somewhere. The products are 100% unique. You're going to have something that no one else has. And you can also turn something like that, if it is potentially a negative, with companies that are printed on demand, their shipping times tend to be longer. So if you see that a lot of people are complaining about the shipping times, you could actually turn that around and say, hey, it might take a little bit longer to get this item, but it's printed on demand. And that means that it's 100% unique. It is created just for you. That can be really powerful. There's always a way, whatever the negative thing is, there's always a way to turn it around and make it positive. So now I just wanted to kind of put this all together with an email that I got from Unbounce. So this is an information product, but it was kind of the ultimate e-commerce landing page lookbook, so it was kind of relevant. The subject line was pants for dogs. We've got the solution. So right off, I'm like, pants for dogs. What are you talking about? I don't even have a dog, but I'm interested. I want to know what you're talking about, right? And then right off the bat, say you're an e-commerce retailer. So if you are an e-commerce retailer, this email is for you, right? We've just released a new kind of pants for dogs. You can't miss. Putting big money behind paid search. Still, you're just not selling. So they're stating the problem. You're doing all this, you're not selling. Research shows, and just even putting that, research shows, people are like, oh, well, that must be legit then because research said so. You can boost your total sales and average order value by sending your traffic to landing pages. But what does that actually look like? So this was a lead magnet. that I had signed up for. And this was part of their welcome flow. And it definitely made me like want to look at this book. And then we get into the features, right? 27 high converting examples from some of the biggest names in online retail. They're talking, you know, they give us client book. They tell us what it exactly it's going to do. Okay, so I wanted to go off on a bit of a tangent here to talk about subject lines. Great subject lines break the routine. If they're a little weird, then that encourages people to open them because they're like, what the fuck? So like pants for dogs, we've got the solution. I got an email from Justin Blackman, who is, he's a guy who talks about copy voice. It's Augustus Gloop and STDs. So first of all, you're like, Augustus Gloop, that is from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. What does that have to do with STDs? Like, I need to read this. And what the STD is actually, what do you call it? The shitty third draft. And he talked about how the original version of Charlie and the Charlotte Factory was nothing like the end product. And it was only on the third revision that you actually got these characters, some of the more famous characters like Augustus Gloop and Charlie's grandpa. And like, I also wanted to include an example in here that your shoe closet is barking. I thought that was awesome, and it got a really good open rate. So be weird. Dangle the carrot. Tell them what will happen if they open, right? So this was an email that I got from a competitor of VFresh. Open me for a sweet treat. So it's telling me right there that there's something inside that, you know, is worth it for me to open. One of ours from Prestigeify, why you should try paint by numbers. Like, I'm going to tell you why. So open this email. But the thing with dangle the carrot is you always want to make sure you give a payoff. So if you say like, you're going to learn the 5 tips to, you know, improve your painting, then make sure you actually have the 5 tips somewhere in the email. The newest thing, new tote designs are here, Catherine. The fall accessory you've got to have. You get first dibs. You haven't seen art like this, right? Just something to get people interested. Like, this is something new. It's something different. It's something you want to see. You definitely need to open this email. Or question the norms. This was just what I made up, but like, carbon monoxide is actually good for the planet. If I personally saw a headline like that, I'd be like, I need to read that. Or carbon dioxide, I think it should be, but whatever. Or why write stinks. That was another Justin Blackman. Or this one from Prestigeify, a 28,000-year-old art tool. Like, what? And just as a comparison, how it did to you'll be surprised what charcoal can do. So it had a better open rate. Telling the story, this is different ways to convey your message. So we've talked about this a lot, like different campaign types and things. This is just in terms of actually writing. So you could say like straightforward, like, we sell the #1 widget. You could make an example of it. This is how our widget outperformed the top competitor. You could make it a story. The other day I used my widget and this is what happened. Use testimonials from people talking about how great it is. Get quotes from customers, experts, or spokespeople of the company, again, talking about the product, or use a numbered summary, like, here are all the ways. So now, this was my favorite part. Techniques to write sales pressure without being gross. So the first technique is intimidation. Talk about there being like a limited number available. You know, we're only printing 100 of these, and after that, they're gone forever. You tap into that fear of missing out. Most will buy. So this is like the bandwagon effect. Thousands of purchases in the last 30 days and only a small number of people have received this offer. Or you will only buy if you're challenging their ego and their pride. Of course, it takes a very special individual to fully appreciate the value of this widget, and we know only a small handful of people will respond. Or you can buy only if. That can be really powerful as well, because you're basically telling people why they shouldn't buy it, and you're handling objections. It's just a different way, I guess, to handle objections. The qualify for the offer, I put it in there, but I mean, for a lot of us, that's probably not really relevant in the e-commerce space. But it's like, you know, not everyone is going to get, some companies, they'll make it really hard for you to say, try their free trial, because they want it to be, and most people don't even bother, but they end up getting the actual product in the end. So demonstrate ROI, selling money at a discount. So like, we have, like, you might have paid $50 for this widget in the past, and you had to buy refills every month at $10 a pop. In a year, you've paid $170. Well, if you bought our widget, you don't need to buy any refills, and our widget is only $90. Ego appeals, we've talked about this. So what excuse do you make for your fax number when someone asks you for your fax number and you haven't got one? So just hitting on that status, like, you don't have a fax machine, you know, you're not someone I want to do business with. Or money, they sold packages even without sales pages, which was an email I got. So actually, that formula, you know, they did XXX even without XX, or even with, makes a very good headline. Appeal to their sense of power, like, sketch like an architect, strong guarantee. So if your product has any sort of guarantee, like money back guarantee or a try it for 30 days guarantee or whatever, put that in there. Any sort of guarantee you can use to your advantage. Yeah. And the last technique that I wanted to talk about was fear. So are you one of the 21 million? That was for VFresh. What you need to make your budding pro a real pro. Don't disappoint your star player. The sky is falling. Again, kind of talking about that negative opposite, the fear of what will happen if you don't get this product or how horrible your life will be if you don't have it. Okay, I guess that's it.